Hi everyone, I'm so excited to share with you today my project, my monster house. My kids have nicknamed her Irina because she's a cyclops. I think that was really cute. This is a long time coming. I've wanted to do one forever, ever since being inspired by the amazing artist Christy McConnell. If you don't know who that is, check her out right now. She's incredible. Her YouTube channel will blow your mind. So when you're creating your monster house, first things first, look at the front of your house and see what makes sense for you. Every house is different. So you might want to put your eyes on windows. You might just want one eye. That's what my house really lends to a cyclops. So I just decided I want to do one giant eye. It just makes sense for my house. But every house is different. So you might want to do a whole bunch of eyes. Just you might want to do 2 eyes, depending on what makes sense with your house. So the mouth might be your doorway, the mouth might be the porch. Just open your mind, look at your house and see, okay, where do I see a face? Because that's going to be number one. We see those adorable monster houses and they're so great, but maybe they just kind of lack a little bit of dimension. So to heighten a monster house, use any type of painting skills that you have. And if you have no painting skills, never fear. You can always follow a tutorial. And it's incredible what you can come up with. So look at an eye painting tutorial and create like a more realistic dimensional eye. I added like little elements like teeth, right? We see a lot of just the cut out white teeth that are hung up on a doorway or something as the mouth, and it's so cute. But if you just added a little dimension, if you added a gum line, a nice red gum line and a highlight on that gum line, add like some discoloration on the teeth so they're kind of yellowing or browning. Then why not add some droopy drool, right? So I actually put some hot glue drool coming off the fangs. It's just fun little elements that really add dimension and realism and just kind of take that monster house idea just up a level. So that's what I'm trying to show you today, is that you can take something that's actually pretty simple, add a few artistic elements and make it just a little bit cool, a little bit more artistic. So the main palette I used for my monster eye mainly, is Deep Eggplant. These are all the cheap Anita's all-purpose paint acrylic. It's just acrylic paint. It's really cheap. These are like 39 cents each. The next one is Lily Pad Green and Wine Red. These were the three main colors that I used for the eye. And I used them, I would darken them up a little bit with black. I would lighten them up a little bit with white, but these are the three main colors. So it was less than $1 for the paint. Okay, so troubleshooting. My giant eyeball. I know you're wondering, what on earth is that? Okay, so on the other side of this is the eyeball. I left it to dry overnight, and when I came downstairs, it had curled. It had curled inward, and I was like, no, because obviously, if it had curled the other way, it would have been fine, because it would kind of look like a bulging eye, but for it to be curled, kind of caved in, I knew that wouldn't work. So this is why watching tutorials is great, because you can see where people have messed up and where they kind of come to an impasse and have to figure out how to fix it. So that's why I'm here. So giant eyeball, when painted on this poster board, can curl. So you could avoid that initially by maybe having it mounted on some type of wood, or just something that would keep it nice and straight, some kind of metal plaque, brackets, something like that, go all the way across so that it can't curl. Otherwise, this is what I'm doing to try and fix my mistake.
I am painting the back of the eyeball, and I have put heavy rocks on it to kind of try and decurl it. I'm hoping that having it painted on the other side will make it curl the other way, so that maybe the shape can be more something I can work with. For the eyeball, I'm actually putting together 2 standard size foam poster boards. Okay, I can barely see because it's just pencil sketched, but I've just kind of roughly sketched the eyeball. There you go. So I've cut out my eyeball. My phone keeps not focusing, sorry. And I'm keeping all my remnants because they're going to turn into teeth later on. Don't throw those away. Details. It's so huge that it's kind of hard to see exactly what I'm painting while I have it up on the table. And so I can see now that I want to round out the eye a little bit. I can see I want to add a little bit more of like the bloodshotness around the edges. I want to even out the middle a little bit. And I want to kind of continue all those highlights in different colors in the eyeball. So I would recommend, if you're not like a professional painter like myself, I'm just self-taught, I would recommend going in layers, which is what I do. I kind of do like a base coat first, and then I do like my first details coat, and then I kind of reassess, see what I want to do when I come in the next time to
So
add
one of the
more
details that I think is important when painting an eye, and again, I'm just all self-taught, like I'm not a real artist, but is to have lots of shades of the same color, to also have, really darks and really lights to kind of give you like all that dimension. And you can kind of go through with these broad streaks, kind of radiating outward, and then go through with another color and another, and then you can get finer and finer. But then from far away, it has a more realistic look to it than just painting it all one color. So right now I'm painting some bloodshotness in the corners of my eyeball. Just kind of thin little squiggly lines working their way from the corners. They don't need to be perfect. They don't have to be anything. They're bloodshot. So yeah, just adding that kind of touch of red gives it a little bit of menacingness. It's menacing. After adding some bloodshot eyes and some eyelashes, it's kind of starting to take some life. And with these eyelashes, they don't have to be perfect. I started them a little bit smaller on the edge. They get bigger, they get longer. They kind of curve this way, that way. Oh, that's fun. So when you add that circle right there, that little white sparkle, it really brings the eye to life. The white of my eye is actually like a nude color, and then
I kind of mixed in some pink and I mixed in some white. I think that also kind of gives it a little realism. I did little lashes on the bottom as well as the top. Oops, having a hard time focusing. And I'm a person who could work on this for a month before I would ever feel like it's done. So I think I'm just going to call it good. Sketching out some of my teeth on poster board. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna sketch everything first. It's super messy. I just freehand everything. I don't really measure. I mean, I measure how big it needs to be, but I kind of just freehand it.
So to attach the eyeball and the teeth to my house is stucco, so I used like heavy duty screws, and this, I believe it's 3mm wire. So it's nice strong wire, and essentially I duct taped the backs of my teeth and then poked the hole through the duct tape part so that it was just a little more secure than just putting it straight through poster board. And then I attached the other end to the screws that are in my house. So that is how I got it to stay. It stayed great. Everything's been up for about a month, and I haven't really had any trouble. I had it pretty darn well. So this stuff is great. I use it in a lot of my projects.
So this suspension process is kind of hard to explain, but I'm just using fishing line, and I make the bends that I want to make. I tie really tightly around each bend. So finished product. The red draping that I've done for the mouth and tongue, woo, which is blowing in the wind, is really just for fun. It will probably only be done on Halloween night because it gets in the way. But it's just a red plastic tablecloth that I got at the dollar store. 2 of them actually, one for the door, one for the tongue. So it's a kind of fun effect. Yeah, I like how it turned out.
I want to thank everyone who's subscribed. I'm so surprised that I actually have subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. I promise I'm going to try and get more content on here for you guys. I'm a busy mom, so I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to try and be better at that. I'm so excited that I actually have people watching this channel. And I just want to say, if you take away anything from my channel, I hope it is to try something new and not be afraid to. I try new things all the time and I fail miserably. My cat is like tickling my leg. Sorry. That freaked me out. I fail miserably all the time, but it's from my failures that I learn new things. So, hi babe. And there's my daughter. So I gotta go. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Mommy, guess what?
What?